Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sense, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is December the 22nd, 2021, and today the topic is remove every obstruction. Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Thank you all for tuning in to the juice this morning. I guess I got some good news yesterday. I got some good news, man. Again, y'all know that I would hustle from home, right? That is nothing new. I hustle from home. And so, long story short, a couple of days ago, or the day before yesterday, um, I received a Fiverr order. Um, One of my most popular orders, or one of my most popular, I guess, products that I offer on Fiverr is to read children's stories for people. Um, and so, yeah, I got the request to read a children's story. It was interesting. The individual, it was like an interesting interaction. Okay, and at one point I was starting to doubt if I should continue with the order and everything like that. I mean, it would have been, it was a lucrative order, but at the same time, I just was like getting weird vibes about it. And I just was like, Lord, like, wait a minute, like, is this going to be one of those shady orders? Like, is the person really going to order or not? Like, am I really going to be able to fulfill their request or not? This and that. And I was going back and forth mentally about it. But, I try my best to just remain professional. You know what I'm saying? Like, even in spite of what I felt like I was receiving in regards to their energy, I just was like, I'm just going to, you know, try to respond in the most Christ-like way, right? And all these different things. It wasn't I don't think, I didn't feel about spirit that it was a moment to start flipping tables. I felt in my spirit that I just needed to be still and professional, right? And so, to God be the glory, man. Everything worked out. And actually everything, went well. And the person even, left a little tip afterwards or whatnot, So to God be the glory, man. And again, everything helps in this season. I'm glad that I was able to, bring their vision to life. And I just thanked God for the patience. I thank God for, allowing me to humble myself, right? And be patient and and respond in a decent manner to get the things done, right? To get the job done ultimately. So I guess with this in mind, um, today's juice is kind of slightly inspired by that. Not too much, but slightly. So that's why I shared it. It's slightly inspired by that. I mean, I did my prayer meditation this morning, and I felt like either during it or right after, at some point, the phrase "standing in your own way" came into my mind. Now, I mean, again, another thing crossed my mind because I felt like we often can feel like, how can I say it, Lord? We can often be in that place where we feel like, blocked, right? And so that was the interesting thing. As I started to look at verses centered around standing in my own way or standing in your own way, I really didn't see much and it wasn't resonating. But I decided to go deeper and actually looked up the word blocked. And so this is what I came across this morning. So when I looked up the definition of blocked, it said obstructed or congested so as to make movement or flow difficult or impossible. And then the second definition says prevented from being accessed or used. I was like, well, that's exactly what I had in mind when I thought about, standing in your own way and being blocked and things like that. Like that's what I had in my mind, right? So then I looked up verses centered around obstructed, y'all, and that's what led me to the juice for today. I'm gonna share that. I am gonna share that. But yeah, I don't know. I just found it interesting. The whole scenario, like everything that I guess was revealed to me to share this morning. because I mean, on one hand, how can I say it, Lord? Like on one hand, I feel completely free, right? I feel uh like I'm trusting the Lord, I'm trusting God to lead me, guide me, show me the way, show me what He wants me to do. He's been opening doors for me, allowing me to meet so many amazing people to assist me along the journey, and I assist them, and all these different things, right? But on the flip side, right? Uh, we all know we're in the midst of something right now, right? We're in the midst of this pandemic, right? We're in the midst of uh, this situation where we feel limited. Some people, some people can feel limited. I mean, y'all know about me and my stuff going on, right? So y'all know me as a business owner. Um, at the moment, I feel very limited because, like, okay, well, I can't operate the way I used to operate because I don't have a venue anymore, you know. And even if I had a venue, like, what sort of rules and whatnot would I have to abide by, and everything like that. And although, yes, I do want to go into 2022 with some different ideas and different things that I would love to do and present. Um, I don't know what that's going to look like, right? And so on the flip side, although I feel like I'm in this, beautiful space of freedom and everything, and just allowing God to use me and do whatever He wants to do through me and with me, for me, and through me, on the flip side, I do see, right, obstructions, right, in many capacities. Yeah, I could leave it right there. I mean, obviously, we could all go deeper about this and think about, maybe some of the specific examples. Um, but yeah. I believe that there are some of us that feel a little bit obstructed. We feel blocked. We feel, like there's something in the way. Now, it could be ourselves, right? It could literally be me. For example, I could have gotten in my own way and blocked my blessing that I received yesterday by being, maybe justifiably so, offended by some of the commentary that the individual, was saying and whatnot. But again, by humbling myself and allowing myself to remain professional and not cross certain lines and whatnot, not only was I blessed with the opportunity, blessed with what I was, agreed to, be given, but at the same time, I was blessed on top of that with gratuity, for example. And that's just like one little example with me, but so these are the things that was on my mind this morning. These are the things that came into my heart and mind this morning. So the interesting thing was, as I started to look up verses centered around obstruction, right, or obstructed or something like that, I came across this verse. It was Isaiah 57:14. It says, "And it shall be said, build up, prepare the way, remove every obstruction from my people's way." I don't know about y'all right now, but that blessed me this morning. And so I ended up going deeper and I ended up reading the entire Isaiah 57. That is the Go Deeper section for today, Isaiah 57. And so I pretty much stayed right there. I stayed there. And I'm going to share the verses that stood out to me in that section this morning. But if I just go back real quick to verse 14, the one I just shared right there, like, I guess I'm reminded, I did watch Marcus Rogers last night. He was live. And I usually don't catch him live. Every now and then I would catch him live. But I don't know. I just felt led to go ahead and watch him last night. And I mean, well, the reason I bring him up is because his words was one of the things that led me to step out on faith with everything that I'm doing right now. It started with GSL and the podcast, but again, y'all know my testimony. Y'all know how GSL pretty much was the first domino to make everything else fall in regards to all the other lessons that you guys know have come forth since I kicked this off, right? But yeah, like listening to his words, I want to say maybe a month prior to when I started or something like that, encouraged me and inspired me to go ahead and step out on faith and do this. What he had said at that time was, if you build it in this season, God's going to bless it. Because that was the words that I guess God gave him in regards to him and his ministry, but he was sharing it with us as well, those that was listening to him. And so I felt that, right? I resonated with that. And I can truly say that I'm a living witness of that. That's all I've truly have done over the past year. I've just stepped out on faith, right? Made the steps to build certain things, and I've seen God bless it over and over and over again. Again, I've shared my journey so many times. I know y'all probably tired of hearing it. And if you haven't heard it before, then I mean, feel free. Any other juice, any other episode that you see of GSL, like, I share my testimony often. And everything like that. So I won't go that deep into it, but I think I was reminded of that this morning when I read this verse. And it shall be said, build up, prepare the way, remove every obstruction from my people's way. Man, that is so powerful to me. Like, that really resonates with me right now, in spite of the way things look, right? In spite of whatever obstructions that either you get in your own way or other people try to put in our way, God is going to remove every obstruction, according to this verse right here. I think that's good. I think that's good to reflect on. I think that's good to keep into our hearts and minds as we go through this season, because it can look the total opposite, and that can get discouraging to focus on that part. I won't lie. I mean, even this morning, I was looking at some commentary that people was making about some recent events or whatnot. And I just was like, Lord, man, golly. Like, I thought people was waking up. Like, I thought people was seeing, like, what's going on here? Because these people are still blind, or these people are still got their eyes closed. Like, they not, But on the flip side, I mean, God is moving, right? God is doing phenomenal things right now. And so I guess I need to focus on that, I don't know. So I don't know, that verse is, it touched me this morning. So I've shared it with you all. Now, the other verses that stood out to me are the following. Isaiah 57, 1 and 2. It says, the righteous perisheth, and no man layeth it to heart, and merciful men are taken away, none considering that the righteous is taken away from the evil to come. He shall enter into peace. They shall rest in their beds, each one walking in his uprightness. I don't know what y'all hear this morning when y'all heard that. But I will say, as I wrote that verse down this morning, or those two verses down this morning, I just was like, wow. I think what stood out the most to me in those two verses is the part that says, none considering that the righteous is taken away from the evil to come. So you see people perishing, right? You see people, righteous people, right? You see those people being taken away. And a lot of times we're thinking that, oh man, you know what I'm saying? That's bad, or that's oh, you know what I mean? You look at that stuff in a negative light, but what I'm seeing in this verse here, it says, we're not considering that the righteous are taken away from the evil to come. Man, like I think that's good. I don't know about y'all, but so yeah, so I guess in my little humble understanding here, it's making me, again, we can't lean on our own understanding about what we see and what we think is happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we see the righteous being persecuted, right? We see the censorship. We see all these different things that's going on right now. And we're looking at it like, man, like, you know, this person's being persecuted. That's happening. This happening. Not even understanding the bigger picture. Not even understanding that, hey, this is God allowing these things to happen. But at the end of the day, all things work together for the good of those that love God. At least that's what the Bible says. So I don't know. That's what I'm reminded of when I read that this morning, and well, when I wrote it this morning as I was reading. Because like I think when I read it, I just read it like, when I was reading the entire Isaiah 57, I probably skimmed through. But as I went back and was looking for verses that stood out to me, those first two verses stood out. And I started to write them down. And I think that's when I started to see it a little differently. To get, what I just shared. So very interesting. Very, very interesting. The part between there, like, I guess it was verses 3 through 12. I hope that you guys go and read this. I hope that you guys, let these things marinate in your hearts, souls, and minds. It gives a picture of what it looks like, I guess, for evildoers to, set themselves up and all these different things, right? So y'all can go deeper about that. But the next verse that stood out to me this morning that I felt led to share is verse 13. And it says, when thou criest, let thou companies deliver thee. But the wind shall carry them all away. Vanity shall take them. But he that putteth his trust in me shall possess the land and inherit my holy mountain. So again, I think it's important for y'all to check out those other verses because you're going to see what all is being said there. So that first part of the verse that I just shared was geared towards those that, again, evildoers, right? People that are setting their own selves up and all these different things, right? It says here, it's like they're going to cry out, right? And God is saying here in this verse that let the companies that they keep, the company that they're keeping, and this is me paraphrasing, right? So the companies that it literally says, let thy companies deliver thee. But again, when you read that section, you're going to see again all the things that they're doing, all the little different things they got going on. So pretty much it's like the company that they're keeping, right? Let those things deliver them. They're going to just, continue to just cry out because obviously those things don't exist. Or they don't, like, they're not God, so they can't deliver them. And it says that the wind is going to take them all away. Vanity shall take them. But he that putteth his trust in me shall possess the land and shall inherit my holy mountain. Again, if you read those other verses, you're going to see that people are going, I guess the evildoers, they're possessing the mountain, right? They're like in possession of all these things. But this verse wraps up here saying that, again, those that put their trust in him is going to possess that land, right? Is going to inherit the holy mountain. I don't know. I just think that's good. This is like one of those verses that say, like, basically the things that the evildoers build up, or, I can't remember the verse right now, so I can't say it. Like something along the lines of like the righteous will receive. I don't want to misquote it, y'all, but anyway, it reminds me of that, which I can't remember fully at the moment. But yeah, even if I just focus on exactly what it's saying here. We shall possess the land, we shall inherit the holy mountain. So that's something to think about right there. One more verse to share is verse 21 in that same section. There is no peace, saith my God, to the wicked. All right. People can keep playing around however they want. You know what I'm saying? People can, decide to go their own way, do evil, all that, you know what I mean? And it looks like they're winning, right? And it looks like, people that do that type of stuff is, exalted and all that. But I mean, I don't know if this is a Bible verse, but there is a saying that say, trouble don't last always, um, and all of these verses here should encourage you and inspire you if you are one of the righteous. So that's the juice, y'all. That's the juice. Y'all can let all that marinate on your heart, souls, and minds this morning. But the Bible verse of today is Isaiah 7:14. It says, therefore, the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son and shall call his name Emmanuel. Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspirational juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. Facebook, YouTube, man, thank you all so much for listening and watching on today. Again, I hope that you all are encouraged and inspired, especially if you're one of the righteous. that should have been an encouraging and inspiring chit chat on today. Yeah, man, to God be the glory for that. I guess revelation this morning. Not too much planned for today. There are a couple of things planned for today. I'm supposed to record an episode of GSL, and then I'm also supposed to work with my acting students today. So, oh yeah, today's workout day. So all those different things, your girl's supposed to be doing today. So that's one thing. I'm trying to decide which moves to make in regards to my next project, because y'all know I got my book coming, my children's book. So hopefully I can make some decisions and figure out, what I want to do regarding that. There was something I wanted to share with you all before I went live, but now I can't remember what it is. Yeah, I don't remember in the moment. So my apologies. Maybe I'll tell y'all another time, if needs be. But yeah, man, thank you all so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. And I look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow. If the Lord's will. Bye.